What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Beat of Business, and in today's video I want to talk about why there hasn't been a better time to sell your car than right now. And in this video I'm going to show you 4 different ways that you can sell your car safely and efficiently so that you get the most value out of your vehicle. In all honesty, if you're even considering selling your car, you don't need to watch another video on the internet. I will cover everything you need to know as far as why used car prices are high, as well as cover every strategy you can implement to sell your car fast and sell it for top dollar. So make sure you watch this video until the very end, and if you still have questions, drop them in the comment section below, and I assure you that I will get back to you as soon as possible. If you weren't aware, used car prices are at an all-time high. In fact, used car prices are up over 30% since this same time period last year, and it's due to a variety of different factors, including the global chip shortage, the reluctancy of people to ride public transportation due to COVID, there is rental car company pressure, as well as the fact that new cars simply aren't as affordable as they once were. Now, all of these factors have pushed demand for used cars higher and higher, and with that, used car prices are at an all-time high. I actually did an entire video on why used car prices are really expensive, so if you want to know more about that, I'll post a link in the description, so make sure you watch that video, but watch it after you watch this one. Okay, so used car prices are high, but what does this mean for you? Well, this means that there hasn't been a better time to sell your car than right now. I personally know people that bought cars over a year ago and they are selling them or have been offered more for them now than what they bought them for. And that's not normal. This is actually the first time since the 1950s that used car prices have appreciated the way that they have, and that's why you should take advantage of this moment in time as soon as possible. Inventories for used cars are extremely low, and dealers around the country don't have enough inventory to keep up with demand. And if you study the economy and market trends like I do, I can assure you that this inflation in used car prices is transitory, and that means that it is temporary and it won't be around for a very long time. As soon as the global chip supply shortage is sorted out, and as soon as the summer season ends and rental car demand starts to stabilize, and as soon as people start feeling more comfortable riding the bus or other forms of public transportation, used car prices will normalize, and you would have missed out on an amazing opportunity to get top dollar for your car. Now look, if you rely on your car every single day to get to work or to transport your family, selling your car is probably not a good idea. But if you have an extra car that you don't use very often, or if your family has 3 cars and can easily make it work with 2, or if you have 2 cars and can easily make it work with 1, there hasn't been a better time to sell your car. Alright, so let's say that you have been thinking about selling your car, but you don't know the best way to go about it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you are in the right spot. I'm going to show you 4 different ways that you can sell your car and provide you with some really helpful tips, as well as some pros and cons, so that you can make an informed decision and choose what way works best for you. The 4 ways to sell your vehicle that we'll cover in this video are selling it privately, also known as selling it by owner, selling it to a dealership, selling it to a used car marketplace like CarMax or Vroom, and lastly, we'll cover trading in your used car for a brand new car. Like I said earlier, I'll briefly cover each one of these scenarios and go over the pros and cons so that you can make an informed decision as to what is best for you. And as an added bonus, at the end of the video, I'll also provide you with my recommendation as to what would be the most efficient way to sell your car based on today's used car market. And I also want to point out that this video applies to you regardless of whether you own your car outright with a title in hand, or if you're financing or leasing your car through some sort of financial intermediary like a bank. Yes, contrary to popular belief, you can sell your car even if you are in the middle of a lease. Really quick, if you've enjoyed this content so far and you find content like this valuable, please hit the thumbs up button, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel by hitting the little subscribe button underneath this video. The first way that you can sell your car is to sell it privately. Now today, you can sell your car on so many platforms, it's almost overwhelming. Now I've personally had a lot of success with Craigslist. It's really cheap to post your car on Craigslist, and the website itself gets a lot of traffic, so your ad will be getting in front of a lot of people. But I've also had some success with AutoTrader, but there are a bunch of websites that you can post your car on, including eBay Motors, Cars.com, Auto Tempest, and even the Kelley Blue Book website lets you post your used car. Now, if you're going to sell your car privately, just note that this is the most time-consuming method of selling your car and not the one that I always recommend. But regardless, I've assembled a list of things that you should do before you sell your car. The first thing you want to do is find out what your car is worth. Now, whether you are selling your car by owner, or whether you're selling it to the dealership, or whether you're selling it to CarMax, you need to be informed and get an idea of what your car is worth so that you can distinguish a good offer from a bad offer. You want to start by going to a website like Kelley Blue Book or Edmunds.com to get an idea of what your vehicle trade-in value is and what its private party value is. But don't stop there. Take a few minutes and go to Cars.com or Autotrader.com and search for vehicles that are similar to yours. So if you own a 2018 Toyota Highlander with 53,000 miles, search for that car and see what others are asking for a car that is similar to yours. The second thing you need to do, which seems obvious, is clean your car. Now, I don't care if you pay a detailer a couple of $100, but selling a car that has been professionally cleaned and detailed is a huge must. So make sure you polish and wax the paint, vacuum and clean your carpets, wipe down your engine bay, and get any big scratches buffed out. Now, some of you may be able to do these things on your own, but if you can't do it yourself, just pay someone to do it. The couple of $100 that you spend could get you hundreds or maybe even thousands more when you go to sell your used car. Look, even though the car is used to you, it's a new car to a potential buyer, and no one wants to buy a dirty car. So getting the car cleaned up and detailed is totally worth the cost, and it will pay for itself. The third thing you want to do is make sure you have your title and registration and all other documents in hand before you list the car. Now, you'll only have the title if your car is paid off. Otherwise, the lien holder, aka the bank where your loan is, will have the title. So before you freak out and can't find your title, you won't have your title unless your car is fully paid off. The fourth thing you want to do is take good pictures and write a good advertisement. Now, good pictures and a good, well-written and persuasive ad are really important. And in order to do this, I would suggest checking out some local dealer websites and see how they take their pictures and how they write their ads, and try to emulate the same thing. And don't just take pictures in your driveway. Go to a nice spot with a view of the city or a view of some water. Make your pictures look aspirational and make them stand out from the crowd. And with cell phone cameras as good as they are, there really isn't an excuse not to take good, high quality pictures. And when you write your ad, make sure to showcase the features of your car that are desirable. Does your car have a sunroof? Does it have heated or cooled seats? Does it have a heated steering wheel? Do you have 2 or maybe 3 sets of keys? Make sure to highlight these features and your car will sell faster. The fifth thing you want to do is make sure that your car is up to date in terms of its maintenance. Look, no one is going to buy a car that has a check engine light on or if its tires are bald. So make sure that your car is up to date in terms of its maintenance and its oil changes. And if you have the paperwork to show you've properly maintained the car, keep those receipts and that paperwork and show them to prospective buyers, and be sure to mention it in your ad. And if you've properly maintained your car but you don't have the paperwork, don't worry, most dealerships and mechanics will happily print that information out for you upon request. So if you recently got maintenance done or an oil change done or recently got your tires replaced, make sure you keep those receipts so that you can increase the chances of selling your car fast and getting top dollar for it. The sixth and final thing that you want to do if you are selling your car by owner is to pay for a vehicle history report. Now, you can go to Carfax or you can go to autocheck.com and get a vehicle history report. Now, I've always used autocheck.com and it's like $25 and well worth the money. It will provide prospective buyers with confidence knowing the history of the car, and it will help you sell the car faster. And to be honest, most people will ask for it anyways, so you might as well do it in advance. The second way to get top dollar for your car is to sell it to a dealership. Now, unlike selling your car by owner, selling your car to a dealership requires a lot less time and effort and is a lot less stressful. But even selling your car to the dealership requires a bit of strategy, so let's go over what you need to know and do before you sell your car to a dealership. The first tip that I have for you if you want to sell your car to a dealership is go to your car manufacturer's dealership. So if you're trying to sell your Toyota, go to a Toyota dealership. If you're selling a BMW, go to a BMW dealership. Trust me, a Toyota dealer would much rather sell a Toyota than a Mazda or a Dodge or a BMW. Secondly, make sure you get quotes from multiple dealers. Don't just go to one Toyota dealership and call it a day. Make them fight for your business, especially in times like these when inventory is at an all-time low. You have something that they want, and you'd be surprised at the difference in offers between different Toyota dealerships. Now, the beauty of selling your car to a dealership is that you won't have to do nearly as much work as selling your car by owner. In some cases, the dealer may inspect your car, but it's not uncommon for dealers to just run your VIN number, take a brief look at your interior and exterior, and make you an offer. This is especially true if you go to the same dealership that services your car. But you still want to make sure that your car is presentable. Make sure you wash and vacuum your car, but I wouldn't recommend paying someone to professionally detail your car because the dealer is likely going to do all the maintenance work and detail it anyway, especially if they intend on selling it as a certified pre-owned car. And when you sell your car to the dealership, you won't have to do any of the paperwork. They will make you an offer and take care of everything else, including all of the financial paperwork and paying off all applicable lenders. And once you get an offer from a dealer, make sure you ask the dealership how long the offer is valid for. The last thing you want to do is get a fantastic offer from a dealer only to find out a couple of days or even hours later that the offer is no longer valid. In this market, prices are changing fast, so you have to be willing to move fast if necessary. The third way to get top dollar for your car is to sell it to a used car marketplace like CarMax, Vroom, or Carvana. Now, all three of these companies operate across the country and they will make you an online offer within hours. Now, I personally don't have any experience with Carvana, but I do have experience with Vroom and CarMax, and I have nothing but good things to say. I actually helped my parents sell one of their cars using Vroom a couple of months ago. Now, my parents were actually in the middle of a lease, and with the pandemic, they really didn't need two cars. So I went out and I got an offer from the local dealership, and I also went to CarMax, and I got an offer from Vroom using their online portals. Now, in our particular scenario, Vroom's offer was $2,000 more than the other offers, so we went with Vroom. Getting an offer from Vroom takes about 20 to 30 minutes. Now, they'll ask you for the standard stuff about your car, the trim, the mileage, the condition, and from what I remember, their offer is valid for 7 days and up to 250 miles. And in terms of our experience, it was pretty seamless. Vroom did all of the paperwork on their end. They even paid out the balance of our lease with the bank and paid us the difference in the form of an expedited cashier's check. About a week after we signed the contract, our vehicle was picked up by Vroom, and the rest is history. CarMax and Carvana work in a very similar way. The advantage with CarMax is that they have physical locations across the country. So if you feel more comfortable going to a physical location, CarMax might be your best bet. But with CarMax, you schedule an appointment, they inspect your vehicle for 30 minutes or so, and then they will give you an offer that is valid for 7 days. Now, just to be clear, you can get an offer from CarMax online as well. You do not have to go into their physical locations. If you want to use this marketplace strategy, my recommendation would be to get an offer from as many online marketplaces that you can and go with the best offer. Like I said, I've used Vroom and can personally attest to their service, but that doesn't mean that you can't use Carvana or CarMax. I think you can even sell your car on kbb.com and edmunds.com. Either way, get as many offers as you can and go with the best one as long as the company is reputable. I mean, why not? You have nothing to lose. But I would love to hear from all of you in the comment section below. Have you used Vroom or CarMax or Carvana? please leave some detailed feedback below. It would be greatly appreciated. The fourth way to sell your car right now and benefit from inflated used car prices is to trade it in for a brand new car. Look, used car prices are inflated, but brand new car prices have remained stagnant as long as you pay MSRP or under. And just to be clear, this strategy is only effective if you trade in your car for a brand new car, not trading in your car for another used car, because that used car that you're eyeing is also experiencing price inflation. Now, if you do decide to trade in your car, I want to give you a few helpful tips and tricks, as well as make you aware of a few things so that you are getting the most financial benefit out of your transaction. When you trade in your car, you are actually negotiating two deals. You are negotiating the price for your trade-in, and you are negotiating the price for the new car that you are buying. So the first thing that you need to do is get an idea of what your trade-in is worth. I think I've emphasized this enough over the course of this video, but one of the ways that the dealer makes money is by lowballing you for your trade-in. So make sure that you do your due diligence and make sure that you're getting a fair price for your trade-in. Like I said earlier in this video, use kbb.com and also look at what cars similar to yours are selling for in your area and around the country. From a financial standpoint, there might not be a more attractive time to trade in your used vehicle for a new vehicle than right now. Now, used car prices are higher than they've ever been, meaning that you'd get maximum value for your trade-in. And new car prices are stagnant, which works in your favor. But this brings me to my next point and tip for all of you buying a new vehicle. Don't pay over MSRP. MSRP stands for Manufacturer's Suggested Retail Price, and every brand new car has one on the window sticker. With used car prices being so high, a lot of dealerships are selling brand new cars over MSRP. Well, I'm here to tell you that you should never pay over MSRP, not even now. In fact, you should be negotiating 5 to 10% off of the MSRP when purchasing a new car. So if a new car dealer is trying to sell you a new car over MSRP, don't bite, don't you dare do it. Another financial advantage of trading in your car is that you will only pay taxes on the difference between your trade-in and the negotiated price of your car. Now, this varies state to state, but in the state of Washington where I live, this is how it works. Let's say that I was buying a brand new $40,000 car without a trade-in. Now, with a 10% sales tax rate, the price of that $40,000 car would be $44,000. But if I had a trade-in that the dealer offered me $20,000 for, the taxable amount of my new car would only be $20,000, meaning that I would only have to pay $2,000 in sales tax instead of the $4,000 in sales tax without a trade-in. Now, this does vary state by state, but I'm showing you all this to make sure that you factor this into your decision before deciding which route is best for you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are my final thoughts. First off, I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. As far as my recommendation on how you should sell your used car, I have to say that selling your used car by owner seems to be the least desirable of the options based on the current market climate. Now, under normal circumstances, selling your car by owner is usually your best bet in terms of getting top dollar for your car. But with used car prices being inflated the way that they are, I think selling your car to a dealership or using a marketplace like CarMax or Vroom, or even trading your old car in for a new car seems to be much better options. As I mentioned earlier in this video, the inflation that used car prices are experiencing is transitory and is not going to be here forever. And when you sell your car by owner, you don't know how long it's going to take to sell it. It could take days, it could take weeks, or it could take months. And if for some reason it takes months, you could miss out on this inflationary opportunity altogether. Based on my research and based on my personal experience, there is no better time to sell your car to a dealer or get an instant offer from a marketplace or trade your car in for a new car. Dealers and online marketplaces are offering top dollar and will save you the headache of having to sell the car yourself. These days especially, selling a car by owner is no easy process. You'll have to prep your car, make sure its maintenance is up to date, you'll have to pay for marketing, take photos, you'll have to conduct test drives, all for a car that may or may not sell in a given amount of time. Not to mention having to deal with the financial paperwork of transferring your title and registration and hoping that you're not falling victim to some sort of fraud. So my recommendation would be to not sell your car by owner. Dealerships across the country are dying for used cars. So if you have one that you are not using, there really hasn't been a better time to sell in this country's history. But make sure that you act fast. This environment isn't going to be around forever. As always, thank you all for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful. I'll see you all next time.